A plane crash is a terrifying thought, but it's important to know that the chances of surviving one are much higher than many people realize. According to the National Transportation Safety Board, the survival rate for plane crashes in the United States is around 95%. However, it is not just luck that increases the chances of survival, but also the preparation and the actions taken during the crash. In this video, we'll take a look at whether it is possible to survive a plane crash and how. The first thing you can do to increase your chances of survival is to pay attention to the safety briefing before takeoff. This briefing will provide information on the location of emergency exits, how to use your seatbelt, and how to use the oxygen mask in case of low cabin pressure. It is important to note that the closest exit may not always be the best one, so it's important to familiarize yourself with all of the exits on the plane. Another important factor to consider is seat selection. In general, seats near the emergency exits have a higher survival rate than those in the middle or rear of the plane. Additionally, seats at the front of the plane have a higher survival rate than those at the back. However, it is important to note that the location of the crash, the type of aircraft, and the type of impact can also play a role in determining seat selection. Once a crash has occurred, it's important to remain calm and follow the instructions of the flight crew. The first step is to evacuate the plane as quickly as possible. The emergency lights will deploy automatically, providing a way to exit the plane. It's important to leave all of your personal belongings behind, as they can slow you down and impede your escape. Once you've evacuated the plane, move away from the wreckage as quickly as possible. This will reduce the risk of fire or explosion. If possible, try to find a safe place where you can wait for rescue crews to arrive. It's also important to note that the survival rate of a plane crash also depends on the type of crash and the environment. For example, a crash on water or in a densely forested area may provide more opportunities for survival than a crash in a desert or a mountainous region. It's important to note that the chances of survival in a plane crash also depend on the type of aircraft and the cost of the crash. For example, modern commercial jets are built to withstand a lot of stress and have multiple redundant systems to ensure the safety of passengers. Additionally, the design of the plane and the materials used in its construction can also affect the chances of survival. Another important factor to consider is the cause of the crash. Some causes, such as mechanical failure, weather conditions, and pilot error, can happen unexpectedly and without warning, while other causes, such as terrorism, hijacking, and sabotage, can happen due to human intervention. In these types of crashes, the chances of survival may be affected by the actions of the passengers and crew. It's also important to note that the chances of survival in a plane crash also depend on the immediate actions taken after the crash. For example, it's important to know how to brace for impact, how to evacuate the plane, and how to signal for help. It's also important to know how to survive in different environments, such as in water, in a forest, or in a desert. This includes knowing how to find shelter, how to signal for help, and how to find food and water. Another important aspect to consider is your medical condition. It's important to be in good health and have the ability to move quickly and efficiently during an emergency. Travelers with disabilities or who have mobility issues should consider requesting special assistance to help them evacuate the plane in case of an emergency. It's also important to note that the chances of survival can be increased if you're traveling with someone else. This can be a family member, a friend, or even a stranger. Having someone to help you and to help you navigate through an emergency can be a significant advantage. In conclusion, the chances of surviving a plane crash are higher than many people realize, but it requires both preparation and quick action. By paying attention to the safety briefing, familiarizing yourself with the location of emergency exits, and remaining calm during an emergency, you can increase your chances of survival. Remember to listen to the instructions of the flight crew. Evacuate the plane as quickly as possible and move away from the wreckage to a safe location. It's also important to know how to survive in different environments. Be aware of the cause of the crash and the type of aircraft, and be in good health. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. Subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you with another interesting video.